After Columbus's discovery of North America, every European nation wanted to colonize the New World. To Spain, Mexico was perfect to colonize. The nation had abundant material aid and vast mineral wealth. In return, the Catholic Church would send missionaries to Mexico in order to convert, baptize, and educate indigenous people about the Christian faith. Colonization, Spain set up casta, or a caste system, in Mexico. At the top of the hierarchy were Españols, or the Spaniards, born in Spain. Next were the Creoles, who were born in Mexico but had Spanish blood. The Mestizos were third, and were the children of the Spaniards and the Indians. The last were the Indigenes, the native Indians. During this period, all the rulers who governed Mexico were Españols, and had been appointed by the king. The Creoles eventually grew frustrated with the way they were ruled and resolved to become autonomous. Mexico's fight for independence started on September 16, 1810, in the town of Dolores, when the village priest, Miguel Hidalgo, called his parishioners to mass and urged them to fight for independence from Spain. This event was known as the Grito de Dolores. Although Father Hidalgo was captured, tried, and then executed in 1811, the struggle continued. Fighting broke out in many regions of Mexico as people demanded the end of Spanish rule, racial inequality, and demanded the redistribution of land. After a war that lasted 11 years and in which many people died, Mexico finally achieved its independence from Spain in 1821. Was an armed conflict between the United States and the Centralist Republic of Mexico from 1846 to 1848. The war lasted for a year and a half. Mexico lost about one-third of its territory, including nearly all of present-day California, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, and New Mexico. Under the Treaty of Guadalupe, Mexico recognized the U.S. annexation of Texas and agreed to sell California and the rest of its territory north of the Rio Grande for $15 million. After being defeated in the Mexican-American War, Santa Anna was overthrown by Mexican liberals led by Benito Juárez in 1854. This was the start to a period called La Reforma, or Liberal Reform. In 1857, the Congress controlled by the liberals drafted a new constitution that protected individual rights, abolished fueros, special privilege of clergy and military, and established a separation of church and state. The conservatives, clergy, military, and landowners stripped away of their rights started the Reform War against the liberals. The war lasted from 1858 to 1860, resulting with a liberal victory. In 1862, Juárez's government was attacked by the French power under Napoleon Bonaparte, who sought to restore the monarchy with Emperor Maximilian. The French withdrew in 1867 due to pressure from Mexican patriots and the United States. With the end of the Second Mexican Empire, Benito Juárez was brought back as president. The government was then overthrown by Porfirio Diaz, a liberal military general, in 1876. Porfirio was a dictator who kept a tight control over power. He censored the press, rigged the votes, and destroyed possible rivals. Wealth was concentrated in the hands of few, and peasants saw no hope for the future. This led to the Mexican Revolution in 1911. The Mexican Revolution was a period of conflict with different leaders coming into power. The result of the Mexican Revolution was one political party, the Institutional Revolutionary Party, PRI, which is still in power today. Despite Mexico's shaky relationship with the United States, it proved to be a great ally during World War II. After the attacks on Pearl Harbor in 1941, Mexico pledged its support to the U.S. and severed ties with the Axis powers. It supplied the U.S. with metals to build war materials, as well as farmers who worked in the fields, but who also worked in the infrastructure by building and maintaining railroads. After World War II, the United States awarded Mexico with a flow of capital to build factories. It also bought Mexican oil and sent technicians to build mines for important metals like mercury, zinc, and copper. Mexico emerged from World War II with wealth and political stability and enjoyed a period of economic growth and development known as the Mexican Miracle. In 1994, Mexico became a member of NAFTA, the North American Free Trade Agreement. While membership with NAFTA increased trade between Mexico and the U.S., most historians argue that the agreement only harmed the economic prosperity of Mexico. Being so dependent on the U.S. hurt Mexico the most out of any country when the U.S. was hit by the recession in 2008-9.